Racing to the 2020 Breeders' Cup, and today we're going to take a look at the Juvenile Fillies. In case you missed it yesterday, we took a look at the Juvenile Colts as we get ready for the first Saturday in November at Keeneland. It'll be the Juvenile Fillies, and this past weekend we had a few Grade 1 stakes races and a stakes race on the turf at Kentucky Downs to talk about, starting off with Saturday and Friday. Friday, it was the Pocahontas Stakes and Dale Romans. Yes, one of the best 2-year-old fillies he's ever trained, according to Dale Romans. It was Girl Daddy picking up the victory in the Pocahontas Stakes. Kind of short and stride, a little bit late down the stretch, but that was after she had done all the dirty work and went wide on the turn and kind of drew away from the field, opening up into the stretch, and then held on for the victory while being geared down a little bit late. So a big victory for Girl Daddy. Two options for her: either run at Keeneland in the Alcibiades Stakes, but I think the early plans for Elbaugh Stables is maybe to train up to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies with Girl Daddy. Del Mar Racetrack on Sunday. It was the Del Mar debutante, and Princess Nora was the talk of the clockers in the mornings. She debuted with an impressive victory. Picked up the pieces again here on race number 2, and the daughter of Not This Time, who's now 2 for 2. She was purchased for $1.35 million, and she picked up a 79 Beyer speed figure in winning the Del Mar debutante, which is pretty good for early September of their 2-year-old year. We got to remember, as they get older, the Beyer and Brisnet speed figures do get better, so you can't always compare a Beyer from September to a winning Beyer speed figure later on in either November or December or January. So 79 is a good solid foundation for Princess Nora. The only knock is she just has been bet down so much in both races. She was clearly the best horse both times, and not sure how much competition she's going to face out on the West Coast. It looks like she may go out of town for her next race, either the Frizette at Belmont or the Alcibiades at Keeneland. A horse that passed on the Spinaway Stakes was Thoughtfully, a Grade 2 winner earlier in the meet at Saratoga after breaking her maiden earlier this summer. She's a daughter of Tappet. She's on the workout tab. Most likely going to see her at Keeneland in the Alcibiades as she preps and stretches out. A daughter of Tappet should be good on the stretch out, especially those 2-year-old Tappet fillies. They do really well, and they seem to do well at Keeneland as well. So Thoughtfully is one who missed the Spinaway Stakes. The winner was Vequist, first crop of Nyquist, and Vequist drew away for the victory. Picked up an 83 Beyer speed figure, so faster on the clock, or at least according to the Beyer boys, than the winner out west in the Del Mar debutante. Meanwhile, Vequist kind of just drew off. You know, Nyquist, a son of Uncle Mo, and I think those Uncle Mo's doing really well. He's continuing to crank out the winners. They got the look about them. It's kind of like those Space Towns, the Uncle Mo's, and they kind of just really look like racers. And even that first crop of Not This Time, who was a horse trained by Dale Romans, he ended up retiring undefeated after an injury late in his 2-year-old year after losing in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but he went in as the big favorite. He was going to be the Kentucky Derby favorite going into his 3-year-old campaign, but never even raced as a 3-year-old, Not This Time. So it'll be interesting to see how those first crop sires do with Nyquist and Not This Time. Meanwhile, on the turf at Kentucky Downs, it was Prime Alley picking up the victory. Impressive winner on the turf, mowing the lawn. So that was another big victory. And Alexandria, 3 for 4. Want to highlight her, a daughter of Constitution. Of course, his first crop got Tis the Law and a couple of other nice winners. Be interesting to see if anything evolves from that second crop, which is a little bit smaller. So that's a look at the Juvenile Fillies. Who are you leaning towards right now as being the best of the West? Either are you on the bandwagon for the Del Mar debutante winner in Princess Nora, or are you leaning towards Vequist or maybe somebody else? Leave a comment. Remember, hit subscribe, ring that bell for notifications as we lead you up to the 2020 Breeders' Cup.